I made one of these not very long ago, maybe like last week. Um, but it's been a while now, so I figured to try again. It's pretty late. It's like 12 o'clock right now. That's always whenever you have a lot of things to think about late at night. Whenever you're just all alone, getting ready for bed. The day's already passed. You've already made all your decisions, and now you get to reflect and meditate. But I shaved my head the other day, and I've been growing out my hair for probably about a year and a half, um, and it's kind of significant because throughout most of high school I did I did NJRGC, and if you don't know what that is, it's like um I really don't know how to explain it. It's like a high school program that kind of gets you ready for the military, um, and just teaches you a lot of things about getting older and being more responsible. Um, there's like some leadership positions you can fill, kind of like a club, kind of like a Boy Scout type of thing. Um, and I did that for a while. And one of the things that they expect you to do is keep your hair pretty short. But like kind of in the middle of my junior year, I decided to start growing out my hair some more. And yeah, I did that. In my senior year, I kept growing out my hair and eventually got to a point where they were starting to question me a little bit. And, I was maybe starting to realize that maybe ROTC wasn't going to be a great fit for me anymore. And so I dropped it and I kept growing out my hair. And yeah, during the summer, I decided to buzz it. And I guess um, the reason why I did this is, I mean, it's complicated. On one hand, I kind of wanted a fresh start. Um, I felt like there's a lot of things that I just need to reset in my life, and I just need to start from nothing and try again. And I feel like shaving your head is a good way to kind of materialize that idea. But on the other hand, I also feel like I just didn't really have much to lose. I don't think I was ever really that attractive with my long hair, and I feel like with my short hair, it's just, it brings out some confidence, I think, and I'm hoping it'll bring out some more confidence in me and in my life, which I think it has a little bit so far, and day by day, I look in the mirror and I get more used to it, and I start to see the good in it. But yeah, whenever I started, I definitely thought it looked really bad, but yeah, some of my coworkers, they were like, they were like, "What happened to you, man? Yo, show me that junk." And so I did, and they said it all looked fine, looked normal. And so that made me feel a little bit better about it. But yeah, it's still a really big question. I haven't really gone out much in public and shown it off, which I guess nobody really cares. I think that's a big truth that's hard to accept. What are they talking about? Um, but yeah, I think a big stepping stone in a lot of people's lives is just accepting the fact that nobody really cares, and you kind of do whatever you want. Um, I think it's also a part of being confident in yourself. not being afraid to show what you want and who you think you are, which is something that I'm trying to really just make like a part of my soul, my core. Which I feel like if I do ever exert anything like that, it's very artificial and just in the moment, not really natural. But I think I'm going down the right path, um, and I think really only time will tell. I'm about to leave for college in 4 weeks, so hopefully I didn't make a mistake. But like I said, I don't think I really had much to lose. You know, only to gain, hopefully. But we'll just have to see. You can't really ever predict anything in your life. It's just take some time.